Johnny Murray here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we need to talk about Expedition 33. More specifically, Clair Obscure's Expedition 33, because a new trailer, whole 6-minute gameplay, whatever, just dropped randomly. And there was a lot of new information, and this game looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, when we're talking about visuals, when we're talking about the music, when we're talking about the story, when we're talking about the gameplay, for sure. This game just looks like it has a lot of promise, and it has a lot of possibility and a lot of good looking. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. The game looks great. Okay, look, I don't write intros, I don't write scripts for almost any of my videos, so I'm doing this off the top of my head. There's just too many words I can use to describe this game, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip all that. We're gonna jump straight into the details about this game. We have a lot of new details to cover. But if you guys love video games, consider subscribing, consider sharing with your friends. I appreciate any support you guys do give me, especially the video right here. Doesn't matter if it's Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, indie, third party, whatever. We love video games, and we post daily video game content here. But without further ado, let's talk about Clair Obscure's Expedition 33. And like I said, I've already done a video on Expedition 33 right after the Xbox Game Showcase happened when it was first announced. But like I said, a lot of new information has come out. We've learned more about how the game will actually operate, a lot of its exploration and progression. So we're going to talk about that and take a little bit deeper dive into that. So first, I'm just going to go off some of the face value, some of the very direct information that we know and that we have learned in the recent days. So Clair Obscure Expedition 33 info. It is single player. It is being developed in Unreal Engine 5. Production started about 6 years ago. Ben Starr is a voice actor, Clive FF16. I don't know if he's playing a major role or a side role. Don't really know. I'm guessing a major role just because, I mean, it's Ben Starr. He's very good. Jennifer, English voice actor. I'm guessing. So I'm guessing Ben Starr is probably the main male actor, and then Jennifer is the main female actor. That's just my that's my guess. It is a turn-based RPG. However, it does have real-time elements, free aim system, and yeah. So we're gonna get into what all that means. But basically, from what I've understood, it's a turn-based game, but there are a lot of moves and a lot of things where you have to actually dodge and block and kind of time things real time, so you're not just clicking a button and letting things happening in a turn order. You do have to stay glued and stay active and stay focused, which I really do love that. I guess I don't know what this means, but see the turn order, FF10 style. I'm guessing that means like you can like see, like in like I think in the trailer that they showed in the top left, it showed like little icons of all the characters in the battle, and it showed like the order of who's all attacking next and what. I guess that's what it means. There is exploiting enemy weaknesses, so that's cool. Again, it's gonna just help deepen the gameplay loop and just systems. It is a non-linear level design, so I'm guessing this is like kind of open zone, but with a golden path in it. I'm kind of gonna guess, which I think that is really interesting because of these next things. There are secret bosses, secret items, secret levels. So this is honestly kind of sounding like Black Myth: Wukong. I know, weird comparison, but I just I finished Black Myth: Wukong. Now I'm doing a bunch of side content and stuff like that, and it is kind of those. It's that linear game, but there's so many different paths and there's some open areas to it, where exploration can be really good because you find a lot of secret items, you find a lot of secret paths, and you find a lot of secret bosses. So I hope it's like that because I'm loving the exploration in Black Myth: Wukong. Each party member offers a unique play style. I'm not surprised here. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to like something like Xenoblade, where each character kind of plays their own role, which I think is really smart and really good. There is level ups. I'm assuming with an RPG like this, level ups are going to be a big thing. Stats and character builds. It says in another quotation here, you can make crazy builds. That'll be very interesting, depending how deep and how complex and how just creative and smart that system is. That could be really interesting. It honors classic RPGs, pushes boundaries, and releases 2025 on PS5 and Xbox, and I think PC, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's PC as well. But yeah, now we have more in-depth details about what we can actually expect from a lot of these things that we just went over. And so we're going to start with the gameplay and combat. So combat blends traditional turn-based mechanics with reactive real-time elements. So we already talked about that. Basic attacks deal minimal damage, while skills and specials deal higher damage for more powerful enemies. So this seems very, classic turn-based RPG. Weird comparison, but if you've played Super Mario RPG, you have your normal attack, but then you have your special attacks. Mario has his hammer, that's his normal attack, but then you could use like super jump or fireball for his specials, which will deal more damage and have different kind of effects with it. Many skills have timed commands that enhance damage or provide other bonuses. Again, kind of like Super Mario RPG. When your hammer hits the enemy's head, if you click A at the exact time, it will boost the damage. So that's really cool. Again, it just adds to staying more engaged and being more interactive. It just adds to the fun aspect of it, in my opinion, and I absolutely love that. When enemies attack, you can dodge and parry in real time. So this, again, just comes back to the timing thing, that we've talked about. There's going to... I'm going to sound like a broken record here for a while, but it adds to the engagement. It adds to the fun. A perfectly executed parry not only negates damage, but can also trigger a powerful counterattack. And yes, this means that, in theory, you can beat any enemy of the game at level 1. Good luck with that. So this is, again, going to make the gameplay so much more interesting, because this adds a whole layer of skill on top of just being smart and on top of just having fun. It's really going to help bring it all together and make it one very, very interesting gameplay loop / system. I'm excited. Each party member has a unique playstyle. One has a special mechanical arm you can charge up. One uses skills infused with elemental properties, etc. So like I said, I think it's kind of going to be like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You have your defensive guy, you have your offensive guy, you have your technical guy, you have your, etc. I love it. I absolutely love it. You can also use the free aim system to shoot at an enemy's weak points. So this is interesting. I don't know exactly. I get how it's going to work, but, like, does it only work with, like, certain abilities where you actually shoot something? Because, like, I doubt you can do that with, like, a melee attack, Like, I feel like it's only going to be with, like, specials or skills that shoot a projectile that you're going to be able to do the free aim. If not, I'd love to see what else they do with that, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all it's going to offer in terms of that free aim system, but nonetheless, a very cool mechanic for sure. You earn skill points from battles that can unlock new abilities for further specialization and strategy customizations. The team teases other crazy builds they'll share in the future. Customization is always a fun thing in any game, so if this game is going to have customization or just, like, whatever they're talking about, specialization, strategy customization, whatever, I'm here for it. As long as if they're gonna make it a big thing about the game, it's gotta actually be fleshed out. It can't just seem dry or bare bones, because then that's when it's like, okay, you maybe could have done without some of these things. You don't want the game to be too just bloated in terms of, like, mechanics or systems, and a lot of turn-based games can do that. A lot of RPGs like this can do that. So just don't do that. Make it a fleshed out, fun thing about the game, and that's really all you have to do. Bosses are very powerful and usually have elements that buff their strength in combat. Boss example, Goblu is surrounded by flowers that grant it potent buffs, which can quickly turn the tide against the party. The free aim system becomes crucial, allowing you to target and disable these flowers, weakening Goblu and shifting the battle in your favor. Very awesome. This sounds like they're using creativity and uniqueness for bosses, as well as they're adding more challenge to the game, which I'm all for a game with challenge. And then it seems like they're actually using a lot of the gameplay systems to work around some of this creativeness and uniqueness that they're bringing to the table. Absolutely love that. That is something I love about Black Myth: Wukong. There are some bosses where you just have to do certain things, and I just absolutely love that. A lot of games do that, by the way, with bosses. You have to do a certain thing to make them weak. That's nothing Black Myth did special, but, like, I'm just saying, that's the thing fresh off my mind, so I'm going to make comparisons. But I love it. Absolutely love it. Many different environments. Flying waters in the video defies conventional physics, presenting a setting that is both underwater and not. So that's just one of the areas, but they did say many different areas. So I'll be interested to see where we go with that. Again, I don't know if we know how long the game is, unless it's here in my note. No, I don't think so. We don't know how long the game is, how big the game is. So we'll see how many different areas there are, but it's very cool. Exploring lets you discover what happened to past expeditions. So this is what's really cool. One of my favorite things about this game is just the idea and the plot and the concept of the story, because I see so much emotional possibility and I see so much upside to having a story like this, where basically there is a counter where every year the counter will pick a number, and anybody of the age of that number pretty much dies within that year. At a certain point, they all kind of just fade away. And so basically there have been expeditions to stop whoever's in control of this thing, to save people who are at that age. So, but for instance, this game is based where this year, or not this year as in 2024, but like the year in the game, the number that was chosen was 33, meaning everybody of the age of 33 will basically die. And so they send out an expedition to stop this thing from happening, so the people of 33 don't end up dying. But no expedition has ever been successful before, and I absolutely love that concept. That is like one of the most creative, cool concepts like I've seen or heard of in a long time. Like that genuinely might be, outside of the awesome combat and the visuals, that might be the biggest selling point of this game, because it's just so unique. I see so much upside. Like if they execute that well, then this story could be special. Like it really could be. And I'm just super excited for that. But yeah, exploring lets you discover what happened to past expeditions. So that could also be really cool. Getting kind of those side stories based off of past expeditions could even enhance that, and that just sounds fantastic. Environments are designed to be non-linear with a layer of verticality and full of mysteries and secrets. So we already talked about this earlier, but yeah, so it's kind of going to be like Black Myth Wukong is pretty much what I'm hearing from this. Maybe not as linear as Black Myth, but pretty much the same way. You have different paths, like different areas and stuff, and to unlock secrets. You're given multiple tools to explore, like a grappling hook to reach hidden areas, climbing hooks, and ropes. All those kind of sound like the same thing, just different uses out of them. But that's cool, you know. It just adds a little bit to the traversal, adds a little bit to exploration. It's not just walking around from point A to point B. Love that. And then you may find secret bosses, items, or even entire secret levels by being meticulous in your exploration. So this is going to encourage exploration. Again, I'm going to make a comparison to Black Myth Wukong. But by no way is this game supposed to be compared to Black Myth Wukong. It's just the last game I played, and so I'm comparing gameplay elements to Black Myth Wukong. When you explore and when you find secrets, those secrets are worth it. Like, there was a lot of things that make you feel actually rewarded for going to explore. Exploration feels rewarding. When you find secret bosses, you're happy you went exploring. If they can just do that in this game, boom, we have a W on our hands. Because when you explore and you get something that you actually genuinely enjoy or are very happy you went exploring, it's just a great feeling. It just helps build your experience and your time with the game. So if you can do that, I'm all for it, and I think they could do really well. Especially, you know, with the whole find information about past expeditions with this story concept, it really could hit a home run with just its world. And yeah, the world could really be awesome in this game, and I'm just very excited for that. But yeah, you know, when you watch this trailer and you see the gameplay, and when you see the visuals and you hear the music and you understand the concept of what they're going for, this game has a lot of possibility. This game has a lot of upside. It's coming day one into Game Pass. It's multi-platform release. There's a lot of hype buzzing around it. It's unique, it's creative, it's fresh. This game could end up being a really big hit, a very special game. This could be the next Lies of P, the next Black Myth Wukong. And I'm all for it. And I do think that is kind of what this game is going to be. Except this time we're taking it into the turn-based RPG genre. And I absolutely love that. Turn-based is one of my favorite genres. So I'm all for it. I am absolutely all for it. There is a little bit of concern with a game like this because it is coming from a smaller publisher, and it is coming from a debut studio. Now, a debut studio just released one of my favorite games of all time now, Black Myth Wukong. It was their first video game ever. So being a debut studio doesn't really mean anything, but there is always that caution and curiousness when a debut studio is releasing their first game. Sometimes they land, sometimes they don't, but there are some things I'm a little bit concerned about. Will they actually execute on the story? Because with a concept like that, you need to knock out the park. Because if you do, oh, it's special. That's special. Is it going to be... Because unfortunately with a game like this, it's going to be compared to Persona because of its combat system. Is it going to feel like a dried out Persona combat? I really hope not. It doesn't look like it, but you never know until you play it. And then the big one for me here, is, will it perform well? Because this is Unreal Engine 5. Is the frame rate going to be up to par? Is the resolution going to be up to par? Will there be bugs galore? And bugs I can get behind. Performance I can sometimes get behind depending on how bad it is. But it's just going to be really interesting because Unreal Engine 5 games haven't necessarily had the smoothest of results when it comes to this generation. And I'm just very curious how it'll end up doing. But I do have confidence in this game. I really do think this game could be a massive hit. Let me know in the comments, what are your guys' expectations for this game? Are you hyped? Do you think it looks good? Let me know. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Johnny Morales. Peace.